Peace YouTube, it's Millionaire May, and today I want to talk about how the Cfpb just sued Experian and really why you should be using this lawsuit to your advantage if you have negative accounts on your Experian credit report. So we're going to break down some of this case and how you can apply this to your disputes and hopefully get things removed from your credit report. And if not, you can do the same thing as the Cfpb and file a lawsuit against them. So come along with me as I talk about this lawsuit and break down some of the key components that you need to know that Experian has been doing to us consumers for quite a while. Let's get into it. I'm going to go to Google and I'm just going to type in Cfpb sues Experian. And typically it'll pop up on the Cfpb website. I'm going to click this one. And what I'm going to do is scroll down to the complaint. I want to read the actual complaint that the Cfpb filed with the court because that's where all the sauce is. That's where all the tea is. So there is a very important part that I want to go over because I really don't want this video to be super long. Like, I want you guys to understand what's going on and how you can use it to your advantage. So this first part is literally just the going over Experian's responsibilities and the things that they're supposed to do whenever conducting investigations, obtaining or housing consumer reports on their website. This is what the first part of this is about. Now, where they start talking about what Experian has been doing wrong, we're going to go down a little bit further. So it says, despite Experian's obligations under the FCRA, Experian fails consumers who dispute information in their consumer reports at every stage of the dispute process. This means that Experian is failing to do their job at the beginning of the dispute process, in the middle of the dispute process. So whenever we're sending in our disputes and we're sending in our ID, our documentation, our updated address to make sure that they can confirm that you are the person who's disputing, also uploading documents that may help your disputes. Experian is failing to do all key components of the dispute process. So let's talk about that because that is what you're going to be able to use to your advantage whenever you are sending in disputes to Experian directly. Because whenever the Cfpb sues somebody, that is like the best time to start filing disputes and getting things removed because the Cfpb is already on them. They don't want no extra weight, no extra battle. So you need to take advantage of everything that the Cfpb does. So first, Experian's faulty intake procedures failed to accurately convey all relevant information regarding the dispute to the original furnisher of the disputed information. And at times, Experian simply fails to provide furnishers with consumer-submitted documentation that supports the dispute. So that's two different things. Experian is failing to accurately convey all relevant information regarding the dispute to the original furnisher. And they're also not submitting the documentation that we sent to Experian. Say that you weren't late on a payment with your credit card company, but your credit card company marked you as late, but you have proof that you paid that credit card on time and you send a screenshot of, the payment being transacted from your bank account, and you send that proof to Experian. Experian is not uploading all documentation that we're sending to them to investigate these disputes. So that's the first thing that they're doing wrong. Second, Experian uncritically accepts the original furnisher's response to the disputed information, even when that response was improbable or illogical on its face, or when Experian has other information in its possession that alerts or should alert Experian to the possibility that the furnisher might be unreliable. So what's going on is when Experian conducts investigations, they're obviously sending in our disputes to the furnisher. So the furnisher can take a look at what's going on. If the item is reporting inaccurately or incompletely, the furnisher is responsible for conducting an investigation as well. However, when the furnishers conduct investigations, sometimes their investigation procedures are faulty and they don't properly conduct investigations too. So it kind of sucks for us because it's like we're relying on two different companies to conduct our consumer disputes and to get our credit accounts, to get our credit report clean. But both of those companies are unreliable to do proper investigations. if you have a late payment and it's on time and it's obvious that it's on time, and the furnisher comes back and says, no, this payment was late, this information is updated or verified, and Experian says, okay, we're going to take that furnisher's information and we're going to respond back to the consumer and say it's updated or verified, rather than Experian conducting their own investigation. Or if they saw the documentation that the consumer uploaded, it would be obvious to see that the consumer was on time that month. However, Experian is relying on the furnisher to conduct investigations instead of doing their own investigations, which is not properly conducting investigations, and that's why they're being sued. So if there has been a time where there was something that was actually inaccurate on your credit report, or you may have uploaded documentation with a dispute and it came back as verified, but you in fact showed proof, then you need to be filing a CFPB complaint, complaining about what's going on. But I'll show you that in part 2. Right now, I just want to talk a little bit about the actual lawsuit. So that's the second thing that they have going on. Third, at the conclusion of its reinvestigation, Experian sends consumers notices that fail to inform them of the reinvestigation results, and instead provides information that is confusing, ambiguous, incorrect, and internally inconsistent. So honestly, like sometimes when you get your dispute results back from credit reporting agencies, not just Experian, it can be confusing to read. And obviously, they're saying that Experian is providing reinvestigation results that don't even correlate to what's going on with the consumer's credit report, or the consumer may not even know what's going on. Your whole credit dispute process should be very simple. And it's really unfair that we have to go through the things that we go through now, but it's okay, because just like the Cfpb is suing them, you should honestly be doing the same. And no, this is not legal advice nor my attorney. But once those disputes keep coming back as verified, obviously there's no other thing that you can do to get them deleted besides filing a lawsuit, because it's obvious that they're not properly conducting investigations. Additionally, Experian's problematic dispute resolution processes have resulted in several other issues, including Experian's outright failure to reinvestigate a significant number of disputes within the timeline required by the FCRA. Experian gets 30 days to conduct an investigation. The only way they get 15 more days, 45 days, is if you send them more evidence about an ongoing investigation. Other than that, the dispute for Experian takes 30 days, and that's the day that they receive the letter. So that's why it's important to send it with tracking or certified mail, so you know, like, hey, somebody signed for this on this day. This is the day that the investigation took place. If they don't do it within the 30-day time frame, that is against the law. And that's what they're saying right here. Its ongoing refusal to reinvestigate hard inquiry disputes, and its routine failure to ensure that previously deleted trade lines are not improperly reinserted into a consumer's file. Experian's faulty dispute intake procedures and failure to provide furnishers with consumer submitted documentation, uncritical deference to furnishers' response to the disputed information, and failure to inform consumers of the results of reinvestigations also violate the CFPA's prohibition on unfair acts or practices. And I would honestly read this and look into this, because it may not be just the FCRA that they're violating. There can be other laws. The CFPA, which is the Consumer Financial Protection Act of 2010, utilize those laws that are in that as well and enforce them on the CFPB. Now, reading this, you should be able to write a letter based on the information that the CFPB went over in this lawsuit. And this is just a little bit of it. I really want to break this down more on this channel, but right now I just want you to focus on trying to get your disputes out utilizing the CFPB. I will do that in a part 2 video, but go ahead and read this whole entire lawsuit. I will also be making more videos about this specific lawsuit and how you can use it to your advantage. And you should be filing a suit yourself, whether that's federal or arbitration. If you haven't been able to get accounts removed from Experian, now is the best time to file your suit, because they're already being sued by the CFPB. And it's likely that they may settle with you, or at least settle for deletion. So that is the end of this video. I will be going over how to file a complaint with the CFPB against Experian in the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. That's my baby in the background. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.